Wow. Megan Hayes and Maura Gillespie are back with me. Do you want to guys quickly react? Megan, you first, and then Maura. That's pretty harsh rhetoric. I mean, it sounds like constituents were not at all buying what these representatives were selling.
Yeah, I mean, this is where elections matter. These representatives, they respond to their constituents. They owe something to their constituents, and they view it that they are now getting their members are now bending to Donald Trump. These are wildly unpopular policies. The tariffs are taxes on the middle class and taxes on the American people. That's all that they are. They're taking away Medicaid and benefits for children with the big, beautiful bill. So, I mean, these constituents have a right to be angry, and they are showing their displeasure to their members. And this is really concerning heading into the midterms.
Maura, your thoughts on what we heard?
Just a round of applause for these members for actually doing an in-person town hall, because I know plenty of members of Congress who do not do them for this very reason, because most likely as a society, we are more apt to show up something to complain about it than we are to celebrate it. And that's a sad reality, what it is. I mean, think about comments that are made on restaurant reviews. More often than not, they're probably negative because people go and complain rather than they go to say, yeah, we had a great meal. It was lovely. And it's unfortunate, but it is the reality. So I just want to say to these members, it's a good thing that they went out to their communities to listen to people and let them vent and let them share how frustrated they are. That's a positive thing. I know it doesn't feel like it, but kudos to them and to their offices for doing it.
Well, that's your interpretation, and it is certainly for constituents, but there are some who are hearing all this that are not taking it as well. Let's consider, Megan, the NBC report that Iowa Republican Senator Joni Ernst will not run for re-election next year. And look, we all remember her viral town hall moment. Are these reactions, again, showing these elected representatives we're not buying it, and you've got to do something to change it? And what extent do you think they will do something to change, given the tenor in Washington right now?
Look, I think the arrogance of that town hall really hurt Joni Ernst in her comments. It was extremely arrogant. The policies are extremely unpopular, even in a deep red state. Taking away Medicaid is really an unpopular policy across the United States. Look, a Democrat may not win in a very red state like Iowa, but maybe a true Republican with actual morals and ethics and will have the same ideology as the actual Republican Party could win, and not someone who's just going to kowtow to Donald Trump.
And Maura, we had Republican Congressman Mark Alford from Missouri, and in that one, look, he's going all in town halls, 15 of them, right, across 4 days, and he says he is treating them as listening sessions, though he is getting an earful from his constituents. But is the strategy to push through and just hope the negativity passes? I mean, at least, to your point, you're showing that you're present among your constituents. Is it the right move?
I do. I think that politics is local. And when you actually listen to the people who you're trying to garner their support, you're trying to get their vote for whether it's a district seat or Senate seat, you're looking to hear from them and let them know that you're their representative. And I think what Joni Ernst's mistake was not relating to her constituents, that flippant remark that she made. She's not Donald Trump. And to be able to have the kind of impact that he has had where he gets away with comments like that does not transfer to every Republican in Congress or any candidate running for office. And so she learned that clearly. But I think for members like Alford and others who are doing town halls, it is to the benefit of them as candidates as well as representatives. To be truly a representative for your community is to listen.
So let's talk about Gavin Newsom, and I'll start with you, Maura, because he makes noise while taking on Trump. His support among Democrats is, in fact, surging. There's a new Emerson College poll that has 25% of Democratic primary voters supporting Newsom. That's up from 12 points just in June. Sure, we're years away from 2028, but what does this snapshot show at this point, Maura?
I think this most recent attempt by their press office to show a mirror to Donald Trump and to MAGA supporters of what the president does on a daily basis on his True Social accounts and social media by using the all caps and the "thank you for your attention to this matter." I mean, the fact that they have said how juvenile it is, how can you then not say that what the president of the United States does is as well juvenile? So I do think that that's been a proven tactic, and it's been helping kind of position him as a leader in the Democratic Party who's willing to hold a mirror up to Donald Trump. And again, I think when we look at politics, hypocrisy is so frustrating, because if we fail to be objective, we lose. And we as a collective, we lose. And that's what you're seeing play out right here, this hypocrisy, this failure to be objective.
And to that point, Megan, Newsom's support grew across Democratic groups. I mean, is he really sagely tapping into public frustration, just like Trump did when he made similar gains in the 2024 election.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that people are really appreciate that the Democratic Party or someone in the Democratic Party is showing leadership and showing that they're willing to fight. It's incredible to show the absurdity of Donald Trump's True Social post and his comments that he makes while he's president, which is incredible. Watching the full Republican MAGA meltdown is also really incredible to watch. I think the Democratic Party really appreciates that someone is making the effort to just shed a light on how absurd Donald Trump is being and behaving. And so I think that is why he is surging in the polls.
And Maura, we also have former President Obama, stepping again into the political spotlight, fighting against Republican redistricting efforts. He released this video with former Attorney General Eric Holder. Let's all take a watch.
We're facing an existential threat to our democracy, and we need your help.
Rather than facing their voters at the polls next year, they're trying to silence them instead.
Eric and I started the NDRC to win fights like this. So, if you want your voice to be heard in next year's midterm elections and beyond, help us meet this moment and preserve our democracy.
How effective is an ad like that? How can Democrats use Obama most effectively if he is willing to take a more active role?
Well, they can remind their base and their voting bloc that they have won elections in the past, especially for these younger voters who have been under, Republican control for quite some time of their voting, lives. And so looking at it as Obama was successful in galvanizing a base of voters that weren't super active prior to his entering the race. And maybe that's what the tactic here is, that he's trying to, inspire some voters who have, struggled about whether or not to support the Democratic Party. Well, maybe they'll do so under him again.
Okay. Megan and Maura, ladies, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your Labor Day weekend and come on back next weekend. Thank you.